Alright, so now that we have the giveaways taken care of, Knoxville 363 back again. Now I have already done a comparison video with the ZTE Warp and the LG Marquee, but I figured since I'm still getting a lot of messages on which phone I like better, I'm going to point out a few things that I like and dislike about both phones, and then I'll tell you guys which phone I like better and why. Let's start off with the ZTE Warp. I have for you guys here displayed. Feel free to check out boostmobile.com, check out the ZTE Warp, and you can see all the specs. I don't have the phone any longer, so therefore I cannot actually show it to you guys. But here are the main things about ZTE Warp, okay? It has a larger screen, has a 4.3 inch screen as opposed to the 4 inch on the Marquee. The ZTE Warp does have a better battery life. I was getting approximately 7 to 8 hours, around that, when that was with heavy use on my Warp, and that was a 1600 milliamp battery, and I believe the LG has a 1500 milliamp battery. One of the biggest things that I really liked about the ZTE Warp was the fact that it had the Snapdragon processor, and it was really responsive, and that's what I really liked about it. The LG Marquee, on the other hand, it is kind of sluggish when you're browsing the internet. I've noticed that it's not as responsive, and basically it's just glitchy online. Like when I'm trying to search for things online, I'll notice that it takes a lot longer to, and also when I'm going online, it'll be, I'm trying to type something in the search bar. Sorry, with the pen, I don't know what the whole deal is. Anyways, when I'm going to type something in the search bar, it'll be like, whoop, and push the screen back up, and I'm like, that's not what I wanted to do. Now, the good thing about the ZTE Warp is that it's only $199. Problem is, it's very hard to find. So even though it is a cheaper phone, it's still hard to find, and you can't even order it because look, it's sold out. You can't even get it on boostmobile.com. It has a notification light on it, which was, I absolutely love that feature, because it doesn't make you have to keep taking your phone and checking it to see if you have any missed calls, voicemails, emails, text messages, etc., because they'll light up. Now the problem with the ZTE Warp is that it only flashed green or red. On the Motorola i1, it had a nice bright white light. I don't know if a lot of you guys even remember that phone or not. It's been discontinued now for a while. However, it had a nice notification light on it, and at first I didn't like it, but now that I had it and now I don't have it, I kind of miss it. That was another huge thing. ZTE Warp speaker, not on the high-end scale. In fact, it was actually rather pathetic. However, if you downloaded Equalizer Volume Plus, that fixed it. But my opinion is you shouldn't need an application to increase your volume on your speaker by it being stock. I mean, manufacturers should know that that's a little ridiculous and that there shouldn't need to be a fix. However, it's easy, and you shouldn't have a problem with it. So those are the biggest things that I really liked about the ZTE Warp, and now let's go with the LG Marquee. Alright, so we have already discussed the ZTE Warp, now let's get into the LG Marquee. Obviously, biggest thing you're going to notice if you've never used the LG Marquee is just how great the Nova display is on this phone. The resolution on it's just amazing compared to the other phones that are offered from Boost Mobile. And just the overall appearance of the phone and the design, that was my initial complaint when I first bought the ZTE Warp, was that I thought that they did a poor job of design, that it just looked cheap, and I just didn't like the feel of it. However, after using the LG Marquee now, I've come to realize that the ZTE Warp, even though it didn't look pretty to the eye, the whole rubberized back on it was just awesome. And seeing that the LG Marquee, if you put it on a flat surface, you'll notice that it'll slide and can possibly scratch it up. On the Warp, it had the rubberized backing, and even just putting it in your hand, I mean, obviously I have a case on it now, but that is probably one of the biggest things that I thought I'd point out, that because I thought it was a con and it ended up being a pro. Anyways, what else do we have here? It is lightweight, and at first I kind of didn't like it. Now, I already discussed it as a 4-inch screen, and I really didn't think it was going to play that big of a role in between the two phones, because I'm like, oh, it's only half an inch. Well, let me tell you, it does. I do really miss the larger screen on it, even though it's only off by a half an inch. Another big thing is the flashlight application, that it will work without needing to actually root your phone to have the application work on the Warp. All the applications that were tested did not work unless you used root. Anyways, you can also record in HD, which you cannot do on the ZTE Warp. It has a front camera, and you can send video through text messages, as opposed to the Warp where you cannot. You can only do it through emails. Now, after going through all these, obviously the Warp's been out since, I think it was November 2nd was the official release date on it. The LG Marquee obviously hasn't been out for that long. However, so it is expected that there's more ROMs and different customization type things available for the Warp as opposed to the LG Marquee. However, there is good news. A LG Marquee ROM is supposed to be available either today or tomorrow, and I didn't see it on there today, so I'm assuming on AndroidForums.com, Playful God is going to be releasing a ROM available. Now, it's not anything crazy, it's just a modified stock ROM, so hopefully that'll increase performance and take care of some of the glitches that have been going on with this phone. Now, some other things that you want to keep in mind is for the fact that the LG Marquee, yes, it is pricey. However, the ZTE Warp, you save, I don't know, $80 or so. But the ZTE Warp is known to be problematic. The vibrate features go out, the speaker. You know, I didn't have any of those problems. Mine restarted every once in a while, and that was the only problem I had. So I definitely recommend the ZTE Warp for all that it's worth. I'm no expert by any means, but after using both phones, that is the phone that I'm happier with than the LG Marquee. Both great devices. I'm not knocking either one. That's just the one I prefer, and that's my reasoning why. Thank you guys for checking out this video. Congratulations to the winners. Stay tuned for more.